Hi, I'm LaToya Drake with Kentucky's Nutrition Education Program, also with the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service, and I'm here in Allen County's beautiful demonstration kitchen, and we're here with our Plated Up Kentucky Proud Recipe of the Month with NCTC, and this month we're making something a little different. We're making a strawberry green tea. And you know, strawberries are in season in Kentucky and in this area from around May until June. So we're gonna start seeing those pop up at the farmers markets and roadside stands pretty soon. And strawberries are gonna be in abundance. You know, we can also find strawberries year round in our local grocery stores, but they're probably gonna start to taste better even at your grocery store around this time, because they're gonna, you know, it's gonna be growing season for them. So we're making this strawberry green tea. We've got 13 cups of water or so. We've got 13 bags of green tea, regular size. I've been heating up this pot. It's probably gonna make lots of noise when I start with it, of course. We've got about a cup of honey. We're gonna use almost all of this thing of honey because a cup is 8 ounces. This is 12 ounces, so we'll use all but 4 ounces or so. We've got some lemon over here cut up. That'll be optional. We're just gonna put that in there and make our drink pretty. This drink will be great to serve at picnics. It's a great way to have a drink with some nutrition in it, right? Because green tea is going to have some antioxidants, and you know, strawberries are going to have a lot of nutrition themselves. So we start this recipe. I washed the strawberries really well. How I clean my strawberries, I like to put them in cold water, right? And so I wash those strawberries, and I put a little salt in there and a little white vinegar just to pull out any bugs or anything that might be in there, and just let them, you know, you don't want to maneuver them too much because they bruise really easy. But that's how I started washing them, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but let's get our tea started. So I chopped the berries up. You can use a hand mixer, you can just do it in the pot. I chopped them up this morning really quickly with a knife. So we want to chop the berries, add water to the chopped berries in a large pot, and bring to a boil. So I'm going to put these berries in this pot. All of our berries. Smells so good. You know, 50% of kids 9 to 11 claim that strawberries are their favorite fruit. And you know what? Strawberries are one of my favorite fruit as well. What I do hate about strawberries is they go bad so quickly. It's really frustrating. So we're going to bring this water to a boil. All right, so we've got our strawberries, make sure none stuck to the bottom, with water, and we're just gonna get it boiling before we add our green tea bags. So this is gonna make a super refreshing drink, and we're gonna have it with ice. It's gonna be really good. But let's talk a little bit more about strawberries, because I was talking about how strawberries are one of my favorite fruits, but it's really frustrating that they go bad so quickly. So how can we make these strawberries last the ample amount of time? Because they might last up to a week if you're lucky in the refrigerator. If you have room in the refrigerator, you want to store strawberries in a single layer, maybe on top of a paper towel, maybe on top of a cookie sheet. But who has room for that? Nobody has room for that. The best way actually to store your strawberries is in the container in which they came. You might want to put a paper towel on top of that container, because that container actually has aeration in it and holes, and that allows that to keep the moisture out of that. And you want to store them in the crisper drawer. You know, I've seen some social media things and things go viral about storing strawberries in a mason jar with a glass container. But in a way that can trap the moisture. It can work for some folks. Some folks have had luck with it. I've actually tried it, had a little bit of luck with it. But the best way is just to keep them in the container that you got them in. And you don't want to wash your strawberries until you're ready to use them, because when you wash your strawberries, that moisture is going to absorb into your strawberries and cause them to go mold quicker. In addition to that, you don't want to cut off those caps until you use them either, because when you cut off the cap of a strawberry, that allows the moisture to get into the strawberry. So that cap is protecting the strawberry and keeping it whole, right? So you want to keep your strawberries whole until you use them. You want to cut them up just before you use them. And sometimes I find that an issue too, because when I do that, I don't use them as quickly. So sometimes, personally, what I will do is I will cut them up and put a little bit of sugar on them and maybe a little bit of citric acid, ascorbic acid, and just let them keep a few more days and eat them up within the next 2 days. Just cut them up quickly, so I'll eat them. So I will keep eating on them because I don't want them to go bad. It looks like our strawberry water mixture is starting to boil soon. So we want that to get to a rolling boil, so that water and the strawberries mix, and it gets the water has that strawberry flavor to make the strawberry green tea. So when you're thinking about picking the best strawberry, you want to pick the brightest reddish strawberry, because strawberries are not going to ripen after they're picked from the ground. They stop their ripening process. So you want to get them bright. You want to get the brightest you can. And then you want to have them have full red, bright color and a bright luster, and you want them to be firm. I thought this was a good example of a beautiful strawberry that looked really nice and looked like the best color. And actually, thinking about picking strawberries, you know, they look really, when they're just big and pretty, they look really nice. But in actuality, the best strawberries are going to be those small to medium-sized strawberries. Those are going to be the sweetest. So you want to think about picking those when you're picking those. And the cap should be bright green, right? And the strawberries shouldn't be too seedy. Like you've seen one and they have all the seeds everywhere. They shouldn't be like that. And they should all be one color, right? You shouldn't have any discoloration in your strawberries. Also, when you're thinking about picking strawberries, when I pick a strawberry, say I'm picking the package of strawberries, I look at it from the top and I look at all angles, right? And then I even lift it up and look at the bottom to make sure that there is no mold in that package, because if there is mold in that package anywhere, then those spores have spread everywhere. So you can't just cut it off, because most definitely those spores are within the whole package of strawberries. So you don't want to get a moldy package of strawberries. So you want to make sure you inspect it pretty well, or any berries for that option. You know, you want to just make sure you lift it up, look underneath, and look at the whole package for moldiness. So visually check the packaging. Store your strawberries covered, unwashed. We talked about that in the fridge. Handle your strawberries gently. And we've talked about too, don't remove those caps until you're about to wash and eat them, because you don't want moisture to be able to get into that strawberry. And then strawberries, you can serve them all different kinds of ways. They really are one of my favorite fruits. And you know, they're actually in the rose family, which is interesting, right? Because roses are really a beautiful red, often red flower, and strawberries are beautiful. And their flower is actually a white flower, so that's kind of it. And there's white roses too, so that's interesting to think about them being in the rose family, right? So strawberries, you can eat them as a snack on their own. They taste awesome. I love to put them on top of yogurt with some granola. They work with savory salads, right? Last month we made our spring harvest salad, and you can find that recipe. It's Plate Up Kentucky Proud Recipes.com too, right? That website, or at plaineatmove.com. That one incorporated strawberries, so you can use them in salad. You can make preserves. And if you want to find out about safe canning, you want to reach out to the extension office in your county, whether that be Tennessee or Kentucky. You want to reach out to your extension office to make sure to get the most safe ways to can. Because there's all kinds of information about canning on the internet, right? Like I've seen people can green beans on an open fire. They are trying to murder people. You do not want to kill people unless you do, but you don't want to do that to your family. So you want to make sure that you're canning properly and canning safely. So you want to pick up that information from your local extension office and not from the internet, right? We want to get it safe information. And it's going to be available for you for free. And you can even find a lot of that information from Extension on the internet for free. And you know that that's going to be really safe information. So think about that and reach out to your extension office and look for canning classes at those offices as well. Think about strawberries. You can use them as preserves. You can use them in all different kinds of ways. You can make salsas, and we've got a couple of salsa recipes on the website as well that you might want to check out. You can make, you know, different sauces if you want. toppings for pancakes and waffles and that kind of stuff rather than the syrup, sweet syrup. Use less syrup and more fruit, right? Because we want to use our Kentucky Proud syrups, but we want to also make sure that we're getting all the nutrition that we need with fruit. Let's see. We talked about serving. Talking about strawberries, this is taking forever to boil. So let this boil, and we'll come back and we'll put these green tea bags in there. Okay, we're back with our strawberry green tea, and our strawberries have been boiling in the water. They boiled for about 5 minutes or so. So we're going to take them off the heat, and this is hot, so I'm not going to remove it too much from the heat like that. I'm just going to scoot it away a little. And then, so it's still boiling a little, I'll take it completely off the heat now because it's not going to stop boiling. So we got it off the heat. So now I'm going to add our 13 green tea bags, okay? I'm going to make sure that I keep these strings out so I can easily grab them. But if I can't, I will use some tongs and it'll be okay. It says let it cool before you add the tea bags, but we're just going to add the tea bags. And so we're going to let this steep for a couple minutes, and we're going to come back and we're going to then finish up our recipes and our conversation about strawberries, okay? All right, we're back again. We're here with our finished strawberry green tea. It's about finished. We have had it steeping for a little bit, and now we are going to remove our tea bags. Let's see here. Take them out and smash them, squeeze them out a little bit so they don't drip too much everywhere. All right, so we've got a mesh strainer here, and we're going to put it on top of our container, and I'm going to try to be gentle and not make a mess. Not too hot. Go slow. And I'm pouring in our green tea. It smells good. All right. Okay. So our green tea, we poured it into, look at that color. That's really nice. I bet you could use this recipe with hibiscus tea too, or any other kind of non-caffeinated tea that you like. They also make decaffeinated green tea. But I really love that this takes advantage of the nutrition of strawberries, right? Because strawberries are rich in vitamin C, even more so than their citrus counterparts, right? So let's add our honey, and we're adding about a cup of honey. So let's just go with the ancestors. Pour a little in and mix it up. And I'm doing it while it's hot so it'll fully mix together. And I think we have almost 4 ounces left. Let's see here. Here. That's about a cup. So we've got a cup of honey. Also, you know, strawberries are also rich in folic acid, which is really beneficial for women of childbearing age, right, who plan to bear children, because that's going to be helpful for that brain development. So we've got our honey in here. We've got our completed strawberry green tea. Let's add in some lemon for flavor and prettiness. Right? And there we go. And we'll pour up a completed glass and show you what that looks like. This recipe can be found at planeatmove.com. So on the Nutrition Education Program's website, as well as at the Plated Up Kentucky Proud website, and just put that into Google, because that site is so many letters, it'll come up really quickly. And it's the strawberry green tea recipe. You can find all types of information about strawberries, how to prepare them, how to select them, how to store them at Plated Up Kentucky Proud's website. You can also reach out to the Allen County Cooperative Extension Office for this recipe, or Barry Hyatt at nctcstaff.com. You can holler at him for this recipe too, and check it out. It's the strawberry green tea recipe, and be sure to be inspired to Plate It Up Kentucky Proud. And thank you so much for watching our recipe of the month.